Back, y'all. The midnight movie this week is Truck Turner, 1974. We're rolling on with classics of 70s action. Last week was Shaft, and again, absolute perennial classic for me. But another film that I find that hits just as hard, is probably even more fun, but never shows up on a lot of lists of 70s action of blaxploitation, is Truck Turner. This film is Isaac Hayes' his first and only starring role. He also, of course, did the soundtrack and score for Truck Turner. He did also for Shaft and a couple other films. Again, the guy was just an absolute master of his craft as a composer, songwriter, and frankly, 70s action and blaxploitation cinema would not be the same without him. I think his work is maybe as important, if not more important, to that period of time. And Truck Turner is, again, it's Isaac Hayes' first shot at a lead role, and again, his only one. He would do supporting roles. He shows up in Escape from New York, maybe a few things here and there. Most people know him as the voice of Chef from South Park. He really has a lot of fun in this role of bounty hunter Truck Turner. Basically, the situation with this film is you have Hayes as Truck Turner, who is a bail bondsman and a bounty hunter. And he's kind of running around LA with his partner, Jerry, who's played by another blaxploitation legend, Alan Weeks, he's been in so much. I think he was in everything from The French Connection to Shaft to just a lot of films that you'd recognize from the 70s. And, they're buddies, partners in their business. The camaraderie between these two really reminds me of dudes that I grew up with in Chicago. There's a familiarity. There's a real, again, they're probably just great actors, but there's a warmth with these guys as they are, tracking down bad dudes and getting in and out of all sorts of danger all throughout the city of LA. Truck Turner has a little bit more humor. I think because of the sort of the buddy element in the film, whereas Shaft it's New York. I believe it had to have been shot during the fall or the winter because it's a darker, more noir film in terms of its color, its palette. Whereas Truck Turner it's L.A. It's sunny. We're in the mid '70s now, as opposed to the early '70s of Shaft. The character of an actor like Isaac Hayes is just so much brighter. I think the fact that the man was an artist in his own right as a composer, stepping into this role and this work as an actor, brightened up a character, which, again, absolute badass, you would not want to mess with, but there's a lightness that doesn't exist as much for, say, like the Foxy Browns or the Black Caesars or even the John Shafts. And I think it makes it a little more fun. Maybe it's the Truck Turner theme, which Tarantino used a bit in Kill Bill Volume 1. I didn't even realize. I'm like, why do I know this theme? Beatrix Kiddo is wheeling herself out to the truck after she gets out of the hospital. There's a bit of the Truck Turner theme played, which I think is pretty cool. Again, Tarantino, he loves the '70s stuff, and we love him for it. Yeah, Truck Turner, he's on the case of trying to nab some bad dudes across film, and he gets double crossed. He gets pulled in, crosses paths with a really powerful and vicious madam in L.A., played by, of all people, Michelle Nichols. That's right, Lieutenant Uhura of Star Trek fame, who we know as sort of this poised, powerful, dignified character, absolute legend. And in this film, this would be Nichelle Nichols' only, I guess you could say, only villain role, her only blaxploitation role that she would ever do. And it's really interesting to watch her in this because she is mean and she curses up a storm. It was jarring when I first saw this movie years ago, watching Lieutenant Uhura coming out like all gussied up, tight pants, just really just dressed to the nines, um, and running sort of like a bevy of women these women that work for her and just cussing up a storm and putting men in their place. Whew, it's a testament to her acting skill, to her range, that she could go from something, as high as Apollonian, as Athenian, as character of Lieutenant Uhura, to this absolute nasty madam that she plays in Truck Turner. And of course, Truck crosses paths with her several times, and she ain't having any of it. And it's a lot of fun watching the interplay between of sort of the streetwise, rough, occasionally humorous and badass Truck Turner, and you have this absolutely dastardly, villainous woman in the character played by Michelle Nichols, who just, again, beautiful to watch. If you are a of acting, if you love a great performance, if you love watching actors cast against type, something we don't really see anymore at all. Another thing I love about Tarantino is he will cast people against type. He will cast people we haven't seen in a long time just because he loves their work. Nichelle Nichols in Turner is just chef's kiss. Mwah. In addition to Nichelle Nichols' Madam character, you have a rival pimp played by yet another legend of cinema, Mr. Yaphet Kotto, who you all know from Across 110th Street, films like Alien, Live and Let Die, and on franchise. He plays an incredible villain in that film. Apparently, I guess Kotto took this role because he was going through a pretty heavy divorce at the time. And he's like, it's easy money. I can play this. And again, Kotto, he has played everything from sort of like the more blue collar worker guy in the crew of the Nostromo and Alien. But then you've seen him as sort of the young, bright, idealistic tenant and Across 110th Street. Again, another actor like Nichelle Nichols with incredible range. And he's, again, also just having fun in this movie. Watching him, watching Nichelle Nichols, watching Isaac Hayes as Truck Turner. They had to have been having all on this movie. They are all over LA, from downtown LA to some of the spots are hard to I'm not sure if it might be Ladera or Inglewood, maybe parts of the valley, but it's so fun to watch. All of this wrapped up in Hayes's beautiful funk score. This movie, again, in addition to how it's shot, the sound of it, the look of it, the incredible talent, you just also have to just enjoy the wardrobe. Again, it's 1974. It's mid 70s. It's big lapels. It's fitted clothes, but not like the skinny jean crap that we were doing a few years ago. Now, everybody just looked like they had self-esteem. People dressed. It was like, I'm going outside. I am dressing, and it's something I wish we could get back. It's something that I so enjoy about movies like Truck Turner, movies like Shaft, movies like Foxy Brown, is the style, the color, the intention of I'm stepping out. I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna look stylish. So there's so much to enjoy in a movie like Truck Turner. In addition to that, cars too. There's a car chase in this movie, and I'm not spoiling anything for you. There is a pink Lincoln Continental, I believe, with the suicide doors, and driven by a pimp. There's literally a track on the Truck Turner score and soundtrack by Isaac Hayes called "Pursuing the Pimp Mobile." I think it is. It's one of my favorite tracks on the album from the score, and it's Truck and his guy Jerry, just flying through the streets of Los Angeles trying to catch this pimp in this pink Lincoln Continental. It's so fun. It is so fun. Like, I do kind of wonder, because obviously I wasn't around in the 70s, but did pimps really dress this ostentatiously? I don't know. I guess they kind of did. It would seem to me, if you were running that kind of real nasty business, the last thing you would want to do would be to draw attention to yourself, but maybe not. Maybe you've got so much money and you've got so many cops in your back pocket. Doesn't matter. But outside of the pimp clothes. Just, this stuff like, uh, as a case, he's wearing like a sort of a denim suit through at least the first maybe quarter of the film. Alan Weeks, with his sort of like, it was like a floral shirt with like brighter colored pants. One thing I love how brothers dressed in this era. You could wear color, you could wear patterns, and still be a totally self-possessed, grounded badass that nobody was gonna fuck with. It's just you need to get that back. I guess that kind of exists still, in aspects of like hip hop culture. Like you can dress as gangsters you want. You can also dress, like Kanye at some in some the stuff that he's done. Some of these, I guess, sort of nerd rappers that they just don't care. They do them. But yeah, it's a feast for the eyes. It's a feast for the senses. The characters are really fun. You love Truck all the way through. Some of the dialogue is definitely of the era. They drop a lot of N bombs and a lot of F bombs. Not the four-letter F bombs. The other one that you definitely don't hear in film or television anymore. And uh, how these words are used as well. Again, it's context is everything. So it's not like it's necessarily a shock. Some of it is like I'll watch some of these movies. I'm like, man, that white guy just say to Truck, you know, it shocks you. But these it was the way it was, and it might be the way it still is in some places. That's part of the authenticity and the realism of it. Um, Again, kind of knocks you back on your heels a few times, especially you've been away from some of these films. But dialogue, realness, slang, wardrobe, cars. Buck and Jerry have a 1974 Dodge Charger. Not like the heyday of the Dodge Charger. That would be like 69 to like 71, 72. But still, the Charger looked pretty sleek, looked pretty cool. Um, Even for 74. I think it completely went away after 74. But again, the cars. Uh, Sunglasses, just the look of LA. LA looks so empty in this movie. You don't really realize that places like LA were still, it's still the West Coast. It was still growing and still building. I think in the 70s, what was it? Maybe 2.5 million people in LA County alone, maybe 2.5 to 3. Now it's 10. To see that much room, um, and not necessarily open space, but more open space than say there is today. That's kind of a treat as somebody who spends at least half of his time in LA for past decade. It's fun to see that. But then again, it's just this movie's fun. And one of the things I try to bring to everybody, one of the reasons I love talking about films, why I love films like Truck Turner is it's maybe it is of the time, maybe it's a little dated. It's fun. It's so fun. And if you're anything like me, if you like a Carpenter, you like Tarantino, you like guys like Jordan Peele, these are movies that are not what you expect. They're different. And even if they are formulaic in their narrative or maybe archetypal in their protagonist or their antagonist, it's definitely different from what you're seeing today. There's nothing like Truck Turner anywhere in the landscape because Tarantino's not making movies anymore. At least, no, it seems like he's retired. I don't know, but it's the type of movie that I love to watch. I love to meditate on. I love to study. Why does this tickle me? Is it the combination of the dialogue? Is the combination of the beautiful casting of a character like Isaac Hayes playing a character like Truck Turner? Is it just the camaraderie that they must have had on a shoot like this and just having as much fun, with wild outfits and the wild dialogue and just wild situations? It's just, it's really a thing of beauty. I cannot recommend a film like this enough. If you're having a bad day, you're bored with all of the negativity. There's so much in our media today, our film and our television. They don't let you escape from your daily life. People don't understand that stuff like movie, TV, comic books, um, these are mediums that are meant to allow you to escape. That's why it's called entertainment. Nothing against message movies or message films. Same with football, basketball. We watch these things because we want to be able to take a break from our hopefully productive lives that can be stressful, can be taxing, and there's no way you're going to put on Truck Turner from 1974 starring Isaac Hayes and not enjoy it. It's, it's actors and roles that you've never seen and never will see again, an era that in so many ways just doesn't exist. John Shaft's New York is gone. Turner's LA is gone. These films, these movies are beautiful time capsules, a bygone era of beautiful examples of genre film, which, damn, we really need to get back to that. I firmly believe that if you were to take, say, the superhero medium, which seems really to have petered out, people seem to be bored of it, and you plugged those characters into genre period pieces, you gave me a Batman in 1939, you gave me a Superman from 1938, shit, you give me a Wonder Woman in the 70s, like the TV show, I guarantee you, if you went genre and you went period with a lot of these existing franchises and IP, man, you could resurrect them. You could bring them back. I think that's why it's important to watch films from these different eras, especially the 70s. There's just unmistakable style about all of it. So if you know what's good for you, you'll check out Truck Turner. I believe right now it is streaming with ads on Amazon Prime, also streaming on Pluto with ads. You can get no ads if you do, what is it, Ultra Prime Video. I was going to buy this movie as a digital download from Apple. Exist. I was really, really shocked, which is fine. I have dedicated myself to buying physical media again. It's hard to hold on to some of these things that stream. You maybe add it to your watch list, and maybe 6 months to a year later, they're gone. You've had incidents like with Connection, where they went in and took out maybe just a handful of seconds on these films. It changes the film. They should not be allowed to be going in and editing these masterpieces, these incredible films. So, yeah, I'm going to hunt down Truck Turner on Blu-ray, and I would recommend you do the same. But in the meantime, you can check it out on Prime Video, on Pluto. Enjoy yourself, and let me know, what do you think? I mean, I think this is one of my favorite bits of Isaac Hayes media. And I've been listening to his music since I was about 14, 15 years old, since I heard about him. And I wish he'd gotten a chance to either do more Truck Turner movies, because I think it probably could have been a fun series of movies, or maybe at least done something else. But what do you think? Truck Turner, perennial classic or not? Let me know down in the comments below. See yous in the next one.